Hey everyone, it's Erin here and welcome back to my channel. I am about to sit down to edit this next YouTube vlog that will be going live soon, and I had the thought of showing you guys my whole process of how I edit my vlogs. I'm not a professional video editor by any means, but hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two if you need some inspiration on how to edit your videos or are looking to start your own YouTube channel. So I'm just gonna try to keep this as realistic and as true to my workflow as possible. So let's just get right into it. Editing takes a very long time. So my first tip is to wear something cozy. Right now I am in sweatpants. Not very glamorous, but that's just what I wear when I edit. When you are sitting down for a while, it's nice to just have a refreshment handy. You could even grab yourselves a snack, but I'm just gonna get myself a glass of iced tea. And now we are ready. First of all, the editing software that I use is Final Cut Pro, and I prefer paying a flat out fee of around $300. I also think that Final Cut Pro is a little bit more beginner friendly, but it still has all of the features to produce a high quality video project. Every time I'm ready to edit a video, I go into Final Cut and I make a new project. And I actually already started this vlog that I'm gonna show you how I edit. I am having it in 4K at 24 frames, and the resolution is 3840 by 2160. I have 3 SD cards that I have to import the footage into my new project. I really like to make as detailed of an outline as possible. I included that I want cinematic B-roll of the drone and some driving shots. And then I also wanted to have a voice overlay while that B-roll is playing, so I wrote out a little script for that. Also, I use a Lacy hard drive. I believe this is 4 terabytes. When you're editing big video projects, you definitely need a hard drive and you don't want to buy a cheap one. I also edit my videos with my MacBook Pro. Pro can handle these larger files and all of this transferring of data that's going on right here. So I don't want anything that will crash on me, and I find that the MacBook Pro is very reliable, so I do love my current setup. So all of my footage has finally imported onto my computer, so I'm going to eject my SD cards and plug back in my power cord. And now I'm just going to refer to the outline that I previously made and start inserting clips into the timeline. I use my mouse to scroll through my clips and see what part of the clips that I actually want to use for the video, and I'll use the blade tool and cut and delete everything that I don't want to use. Slicing and dicing, that's honestly the biggest component of editing, I think. What I do is actually look at the waveforms of the audio underneath the clip to see where I am talking or not. And oftentimes, if I mess up when I'm talking, I'll just repeat the same thing, and I can see that in the waveforms, so that saves a lot of time. Just cut out any sniffles or any weird stutters that I do, or any weird nervous movements where I touch my hair, which I notice I do a lot in my vlogs. So when I cut those unnecessary bits out, it sounds really coherent and eloquent, when in reality, it wasn't like that at all.
Get a cashier's check to pay off the rest of me. So now I need to...
Okay, so right there is a perfect example where I know that I messed up, so I just re-say the whole thing that I wanted to say, and then I can just blade tool the part that I don't need and delete it, just like that.
Now I need to go to the bank to get a cashier's check. So it's time to go.
You see how many times that I mess up when I'm talking to the camera?
Insurance
Yikes.
company to...
It's just so funny looking at clips before they're edited.
No, now it's messed up.
All the bloopers that are not gonna go into the video and I'm just moving to the trash. Oh my gosh, the beauty of editing. Yeah, I'm cutting that whole part out. So I'm just gonna go through the rest of my clips and roughly cut them and put them into my timeline and start to get a bit of an outline going. And I will check in with you guys when I'm a little further into the editing process. So now the next step is to color grade some of my cinematic footage. So I'm looking at my drone clips right now and I'm going to apply a LUT to really make the colors pop. A LUT is essentially a filter for your videos. Okay, so I think I like that LUT. So I'm gonna copy and paste it to the other clips that have similar colors. This project is super easy to color grade because I only have maybe 10 seconds of cinematic footage that I'm actually going to be color grading. Okay, so the next step is to record my voiceover, which I just like to do on my iPhone with the Voice Memos app. I already wrote down what I want to say for my voiceover, so I literally just have to read it. I usually put my phone on my water bottle because it's the perfect height to my mouth. Getting a new car is something that has been on my mind for a little over a year now. But the time has finally come and this is the story. And what I love about using my iPhone and a MacBook is that I can just airdrop back and forth. Now I just drag and drop the audio clip onto the project timeline, and I usually increase the audio levels of the audio clip so that you can hear it over the music. I use a website called Epidemic Sound, and it is all non-copyrighted music, and there's actually some decent tracks on there. Finding a music that fits the vibe of the video is probably the hardest part about editing, and I will literally sift through music for hours trying to find the right tracks. If it's non-copyrighted, then I can monetize my videos on YouTube and make money. What's cool about Epidemic Sound is that they have these different albums of genres. So depending on your project, you can just find an album that kind of matches what you're going for. So then I'll just listen to each track, and if it's decent, I'll download it or add it to a playlist. But I think for this one, I just need one song, and that is just for the intro, so it should be pretty easy. Don't want that either. This one is promising. You know what, I actually do like that song. It's mellow and it won't overpower my voiceovers. So I'm actually just gonna download it and see how it goes. If I don't like it, I can just find a new song, but I think this one might do the trick. Drag and drop that into my timeline. And then I have to lower the audio level for the song because I want it to be softer so you can still hear the voiceovers. So let's see how that sounds. Getting a new car is something that has been on my mind for a little over a year now. I think that sounds pretty good. The time has finally come, and this is the story. I'm gonna leave it there. If I want to change it later, I can. The very last step before export is to make my end screen. And an end screen is just how it sounds. At the very end of a YouTube video, you usually have the option to subscribe to the channel you're watching or to click on another video that they've made. And this is a great way to keep audience retention onto your channel. So I created a little end screen for myself. It's really simple. It just has all of my information on it, where you can find me on Instagram, and it tells you to subscribe or watch more. And then I use the same exact song for every single one of my end screens. If you guys watch my videos, you'll definitely recognize it. I just make sure that I do a fade in and fade out. And then I cut the song at the exact same time because end screens shouldn't be more than 20 seconds, I think that's what it is. Yeah, here's the end screen. There you go, that's pretty much how I edit my videos. So at this point, I would then export my video and then upload it to YouTube. And while the video is uploading to YouTube is when I would work on my thumbnail art. You cannot underestimate the importance of a good thumbnail. When someone is looking through a bunch of videos on YouTube, you want to create something that is eye-catching so that that person will actually click on your video. So a thumbnail is extremely important and plays a big part in how your video does on YouTube. So what I use for my thumbnails is a website called Canva. I use this website for all of my graphic design needs. I make media kits, I make presentations, logos, my end screen, literally any kind of design that I need online, I make with this website. So I do pay for the premium version, but I find that since I use this website every single day, it's totally worth it for me. So I'm gonna click on the YouTube thumbnail template right now and begin designing a new thumbnail. There's already all of these different templates that you can use if you need some inspiration, but I find that depending on the image that I choose, I kind of work with that, and I want text that will pop out and be visibly eye-catching so that someone will click on the video. I'll actually do a little photo shoot for my thumbnail when recording the video so that I have a bunch of photo options to look through. So I just put in my SD card and I'm looking at all the photos that I took to be potential thumbnails for my car video, and I am going to airdrop these to my phone so that I can edit them on my phone and look through them that way. So I think I'm gonna go with this image. I think it's the most eye-catching of all the three. And now I want some text that is bold and easily legible? Bold and easily legible online. And I'm just gonna keep it really simple. I'm just gonna have the text say, I bought a car. There's a few fonts that I use to keep my YouTube thumbnails look as uniform as possible. So I'm just gonna play around with this font because it's really bold and easy to read. And then I go into effects and I usually do splice because then you can make the lettering really pop out. The black and the white pops really well, but I don't know if I love black and white together, so I'm just gonna play around with the colors a little bit. And then I will export that and use this as my thumbnail. So that's basically a very condensed version of what my editing looks like. Obviously, it's a little bit more time consuming, but I wanted to show you guys each of the steps that I take to get my final product. I think my car vlog will already have been live by the time this video comes out, so make sure you go ahead and watch that, and you'll probably laugh to see the final result versus the process that it took to get there. But really, that is what editing does. It's called movie magic for a reason. Just keep in mind that the final product you see online is the result of hours and hours of hard work and manipulation to make it look a certain way. So anyway, I hope this video was insightful for you, and if you enjoyed watching, I would love it if you guys would like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!